First number of items I have are liquid fuels applications for county aid, 3 of those. First is for Cleona Borough 2023 paving using a Pennsylvania Investment Bank loan, and to assist with paying the amortization on that loan. The total cost was $392,340. Their allocation is $2,013 for the borough toward that. Cornwall Borough has utilized their funds for yearly patching. Total cost of $4,604. Same allocation, $4,604 for the project, toward the project. And East Hanover Township would like to use funds for the Indiantown Gap Culvert, as they're calling it. $56,923.06 is the project cost, and $6,923.06 is the grant amount. And as I mentioned to you before, there are a number of these that we're trying to clean up and get done here before the end of the year, so it'll be another handful that John Fitzke will be forwarding, and then we should be able to wrap up the year.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the 3 liquid fuels funds request as presented.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that we approve those liquid fuels disbursements. Any questions? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Post same sign. So moved.
Next, I have an application for a loss prevention grant from the Pennsylvania County's Risk Pool, which is our insurance carrier for property and general liability. They provide a grant opportunity to each member county each policy year for efforts toward reducing liability, reducing slips and falls, anything that might contribute to making our properties safer or our exposures reduced. And so the Safety Committee is recommending a portion of that grant for 2 things. One, for 30 Streamlight ProTact flashlights with belt holders for the Sheriff's Office, which will be used for deputies when they're at an at-risk situation both day or night. And that total cost is $1,737.09. And we would also like to recommend the annual Guardian System renewal fee at the Lebanon County Correctional Facility. The Guardian RFID Spartan system is an accountability system that we have at the jail, whereby the movement of inmates can be tracked at certain stations, as well as the check-in by staff, for example, when they're doing suicide watch, things like that, so that we have accountability, and in the event of a claim or a loss, we can demonstrate those points of contact and so on. So that, and that is a system that was funded originally. The installation was funded by Pennsylvania County Risk Pool for any county that participated, and the annual maintenance of it is eligible from this grant. So that is $10,027.04. Again, we have a $30,000 grant, and I would say we're just about halfway to that.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve those loss prevention grants. Any questions regarding any part of that motion? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Post same sign. So moved.
Okay. I have 3 hotel tax grant applications here, numbers 26, 27, and 28. The first one before you is the Pennsylvania Chautauqua Foundation Art Show, and they are intending to have their show again, and obviously in 2024. This will be their 50th art show, and they are proclaiming 2024 the Year of the Arts in Mount Gretna, and they would like to utilize some funding toward their budget for mostly radio and TV advertising, billboards, etc. And they are requesting $10,000 toward a $16,000 project for advertising. As you know, your limit is $7,500, so they're aware as well. They're asking for you to waive that and grant additional funds. So that's.
I would make a motion for the $7,500. Our fund was down to like $20,000, and we have to tighten the reins so that we don't run out and that it does reach for the year.
second that motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve $7,500 for this grant. Any questions regarding the motion? And I think we do have, well, let's take care of the motion first. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved. I think there should be a discussion at some point, maybe of even going down to 5,000 because of the tightness of that fund. So maybe we should think about that after we approve these and see how these, come through. But
Yeah.
we're really getting to a place where we need to make that
Yeah,
decision.
the fund was getting very low, as Commissioner Litz mentioned. Dawn did contact a number of those that hadn't utilized their funds and were even from a year or two ago, and those projects have, long gone. So we were able to, we end up unencumbering some of those and putting it back into the fund, so we did gain a little bit in that regard. But sustaining it for all of 2024 at $7,500 is going to get pretty tight by mid-year or late summer. So.
Yep.
So.
Okay.
The next one then, and that, along those lines, the Community Health Council of Lebanon County is requesting funds for the Tour de Lebanon Valley 2024, which is I think you're all well aware of, a county-wide bike ride that goes around the perimeter of the county for about 62 miles. They offer different levels of distance for anyone who wants to participate in the shorter. But they have, from my perspective, they have done a terrific job of demonstrating exactly what this grant is intended for, which is to bring people from outside of the area and even demonstrate how they, how that benefits the area. And so they are requesting $8,000, which is also higher than the $7,500, but again, being aware. And this total cost is $16,000 for the outreach.
I'll make a motion, we adjust that 8,000 amount to 7,500 and approve that as well.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve $7,500 for that grant request. Questions regarding the motion? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Okay, and the last one I have is the Singing Cedar Chorus is asking for a grant of $2,500 for a barbershop show and concert to be held at the Church of the Good Shepherd. And they, let's see, it's going to be in September of 2024. They can seat 400 people. And they outline their costs for advertising the event and so on. And again, $2,500 of the $3,500 total cost.
Make a motion to approve the $2,500 request.
Second.
Just a little discussion, maybe also when we address the amount, the new cap, if there's going to be one, we would talk about tightening some guidelines, or at least clarifying what the use of the tax is, a little more clearly for the people that are applying.
Like the Tour de Lebanon Valley does.
Well, I don't know if we can get everybody to go that far, but, Nicole does an excellent job with that. But at least to demonstrate, filling the hotel rooms and the restaurants is what the goal of it is, to replenish the fund.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, that'll be a discussion to add to the cap.
We could, just simply say, how many hotel rooms do you anticipate, and let them fill in the number.
Yeah, that could be part of the discussion.
That would be a straightforward request, so that it would be in all the applications.
Yep. Okay, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Okay, next I have a letter of support that's been requested from Tech Centro for funding of the Tech Centro Workforce Network. And that network includes a number of counties in addition to Lebanon, and they are requesting a 2023-24 amount of $8 million. They're requesting the third year of continued funding. They initially got $5 million, then for 23-24 got $8 million, and they're seeking further funding from the Commonwealth and have asked for a letter of support from the county to be sent to the governor for the next round for the 2024-25 state budget, and they are requesting in that budget $15 million for their centers in Berks, Lebanon, York, and Lancaster.
Motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve that workforce development request to the governor. Any questions regarding the motion? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Okay. A few weeks ago, you met in a workshop with Karen Rao, Executive Director of the Lebanon County Housing Redevelopment Authority, Brian Hoffman of the same, and Shiloh Ulrich, the Executive Director of the Caring Cupboard program, and they were in to discuss Act 137 affordable housing funds for two projects. First project that you have already provided some funding to is Carmody Place project in South Anvil Township, which is going to develop 48 affordable housing, 2 and 3 bedroom units, and they are asking additional funding. And at that time, there was discussion of allocating an additional $100,000 potentially toward that project. The second would be for the Caring Cupboard project, which is 12 affordable housing units on Broad Street in Palmyra, and they have, their request, I believe, was $500,000. From what I heard, it seemed there was an appetite for about $250,000 toward that project. So if you'd like to go in that direction, was it 250?
I thought we,
You're looking at me like, I'm not sure.
yeah, that one doesn't,
Was it 125?
you know what, I'm sorry,
Shoot.
Karen. Was it that?
My notes have 250, but they
Okay,
could.
no, then go with your notes.
Somebody had that for minutes, right?
That was for minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to award Act 137 funds to Carmody Place in the amount of $100,000 and Caring Cupboard in the amount of $250,000.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Any questions? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
We'll triple check it if that changes on the amendment on the 21st. Have some certainty on that one. Lastly, I have one exemption request for disabled veteran, exemption from property taxes, David Watson of Cable Drive, Myerstown.
Motion to approve that exemption.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve that property tax exemption. Any questions? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved. All right.
I'm going to go to the screen, so I'm also going to hand out the slides, so if you'd like to follow along either way.
Okay.